this is the best we're gonna do, I think. Okay, so for today's video, I am going to be talking about all the things of the Upside Down Readathon, and I am so excited because I'm actually going to put this into 2 parts. So this will be in part 1. I'm going to film Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then I'll film the rest of the weekend, like Thursday through Sunday, and that'll be in part 2. But basically, I'm just going to daily vlog this week and put it all into 2 different videos, all talking about the books that I'm going to be reading and different things I'm doing throughout the week. So yeah, so come along. I am like so exhausted from today, which is why I sound so out of it. I am also wearing my Stranger Things shirt, and I'm trying to think. I literally have just gotten back. It's 3 p.m. I've been up since 7:45, and I left at 9 to go to the casinos with my grandparents. So that is what I've been doing on this lovely Labor Day Monday morning. But now it is time for me to read and do a bunch of different things. But first, I wanted to talk about something that I did last night. This is what happens when you're unsupervised in Kroger and all the fall things come out. Let me just show you what I got. I've got pumpkin brownies. I have pumpkin spice rolls, which I don't really like these. I tried them this morning, didn't really like them. Pumpkin little cake things and fall party cakes, and pumpkin cookies, which these are so good. But that's what happens when you are unsupervised in Kroger and all of the fall things start arriving. Okay, so let's talk about books now. So the first book that I'm going to be reading is to read a book with lights on the cover, and I'm going to be reading The Midnight Hour. And all of these books I've actually started reading except for Whispering Pines, because it does not come out until tomorrow, which is Tuesday. So The Midnight Hour, which so far on this book I really like it. It's giving me, if you've read The Train to Impossible Places, it's a middle grade adventure book. It's almost like a different version of the Polar Express, where the train is like a, what's it called? The train is a night post type thing, and they basically mail posts to places that don't exist in a way, to humans. And they the little gnomes and stuff in the story live actually on the moon, and the girl goes on this train and becomes like a helper on the train, and goes and figures out all the different worlds and stuff that she didn't realize that were actually possible to be a thing. But The Midnight Hour is very similar to that one so far. For a psychological thriller, I am reading Verity by Colleen Hoover. It is my first Colleen Hoover book, and so far, some of the characteristics and things that Lowen says, I'm pretty sure that's her name, the main character, I can relate to her in some ways, which is very weird. And a lot of the stuff that happened to her has actually recently happened to me. As in her mom passing away and stuff, and so there's that situation, but there's some stuff in there that's it's not me. If you've read the book, it's weird, but there's some weird things that happen in this book so far. I don't remember how far I am in the book yet. I think I'm 7 or 8 chapters in, maybe. I can't remember, but I'm a pretty good ways into the book. And it is a very interesting book so far, and it took me a few minutes to understand who all the characters were, because their names were kind of similar to me, and I don't know. But I will say the writing style is super easy to get through and super easy to read, and I really like the writing style, and I'm really loving the story so far, and it's very interesting to because I kind of went into this book blind, and I kind of didn't really know much about it at all, except for just that it was a psychological thriller. I will say I really, really like this a whole lot better than the psychological thriller of Gone Girl. This one is so much better. So anyways, then we have Whispering Pines for the book with the multiple point of views, which you jump between boy and the girl characters, and they kind of like, they're best friends, but then you hear both of their perspectives on things, and then you jump back into them, like in the story of them together. So that's what I picked for that, but I'll have to read that starting tomorrow. Then you have The Final Gambit, which is the one that is my only physical copy of a book. And it is a book that includes a game or competition, which this is the inheritance games basically, so I feel like that works. And the last one is a buddy read with one of the hosts, and I am buddy reading with Liv. She is on Team 11, and I actually really didn't. You're supposed to pick it from your favorite characters, but my favorite character is either Eddie or Steve, and then like, but I don't remember if somebody used one of the books for, or one of those characters, I can't remember, but I went off the books because I didn't really want to read a book that I wasn't really interested in reading, and this one I was interested in reading out of all of them, and also it's very interesting too because it was written, it's a sci-fi version of an Emily Henry book. So Emily Henry, before she did romance, she did sci-fi. So it's one of her sci-fi books. It's called When the Sky Fell on Splendor, I don't know how to say it. But it's basically where these kids, like explosion happens, and I think they like end up with powers, or like some alien invasion situation happens. I don't really remember. But that is basically the books that I'm reading. My thoughts on them so far are, I'm kind of like not really too far into them. I've only read them for the past couple of I think like the past 3 days. Well, this one I've been reading for a while because I could not wait to read it any longer. So I started reading it when I got it in the mail, which I'm pretty sure was Wednesday or Thursday last week. And it came out on Tuesday, and I think I got it on that Wednesday. So I started reading it a little bit early. But I'm stretching it out for the whole week, and I'm going to try to read all 5 books by Sunday, or technically I guess Monday, because I am going to finish them all on Sunday, hopefully. But yes, it is literally though like 3:30, and I have not read one single thing today, except I did catch myself up on this book from last night because I forgot about it, because I ended up falling asleep while I was trying to read it last night. So I am going to get into reading, and we'll see what I think about each book. Got some sushi for dinner, and I am going to read in a little bit. Sorry if you can hear chewing in the background or anything, but today is now Wednesday, and I am a little bit stressed out this morning because I am trying to remember to film for these videos, and it is just, my brain is all over the place from trying to post on Instagram every day because that's a goal that I've made for myself. And then also like working and also trying to get back into YouTube. It's just, I'm trying to make sure I can balance everything that I want to balance in my life right now. And it's like on top of like, I have so many things going on with like, I've already booked up every single weekend this month with friends and family. So it has been a stressful last like month or so, especially with my mom passing away. But anyways, I wanted to, I'm trying to get my life in order and be able to do the things that I love to do, like reading and YouTube, but also balancing my actual work life, which it would be amazing if I could just like do YouTube as work, but that's besides the point. I would love to do that, but one day in my life, hopefully that will happen to me. But for now, we are teaching. But anyways, I'm actually supposed to be teaching in a few minutes. However, I'm going to try to film this really quickly before I have to do that. So first off, let's talk about my glasses and why I'm wearing them right now instead of my contacts. Well, okay, so both of my eyes are different numbered like contacts. The prescription is different in each of them, and I ran out of one of the number of contacts, but I knew that I was about to have to go get a new prescription anyways, so I didn't order new ones. And all I have left were these like trial pair of this other brand of contacts that they gave me when I went, the last time that I went to get my eyes checked or whatever. So I started using those until I could make an appointment to get my eyes checked or whatever. And basically the contacts from that brand just do not do well in my eyes. And this eye is like bright red and it looks like I have pink eye, but I don't. It's an irritation from the contact that I had in my eye. So it made me stressed out because I do not like wearing my glasses that much. Not because I don't like glasses and don't think I look cute in them or anything like that. I really like my glasses and everything. The problem is that I resonate my glasses with sickness. And I know that's like really weird, but I feel like some people maybe do this too if they wear contacts most of the time. But ever since I was in like 6th grade or 4th grade, I started wearing glasses just to see the board. And then 6th grade is when I went into contacts. And from then on, anytime that I've been sick, like with a cold or a flu or whatever, I have worn my glasses when I was sick and not put my contacts in. And so anytime that I have to wear my glasses for an entire day, I feel like I'm sick. Like, I don't know, even though I'm not, but I just resonate that with, I don't know, those two things, like wearing my glasses and then sickness because I wear my contacts so much. I don't know, that's like a really weird thing, but so it made me not really feel that great today. And it made me irritated because I had a whole entire day planned. I was gonna go teach, and then right around the corner from teaching in person, which usually I teach my cousins over FaceTime most Mondays and Tuesdays, and then Wednesdays are my days to go see them in person. And they're right around the corner from Trader Joe's, so I was going to go to Trader Joe's and do a whole amazing fall haul for you guys. And then I was going to stop at Barnes & Noble and get a few new books. However, that is not going to happen because I just messed up my whole day. I probably could have still gone, but my eye is still kind of red. It looked like it was going away, but I just didn't want to have to try to go into places and people look at me weird thinking that I have pink eye or whatever. So anyways, which I know it wouldn't have mattered or whatever, but anyways, so what I'm going to do instead is I have an appointment tomorrow and I'm planning on filming the rest of the weekend, but for a different, like, part 2 of this video. So I'm going to be doing the Trader Joe's and Barnes & Noble and all of that stuff tomorrow instead of today. So it'll be in part 2's vlog. But for now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about some books that I'm planning on unhauling. And I think Sunday, either Friday or Sunday, I'm not 100% sure when, because I have a very busy day planned on Saturday that I'm going to film and do everything of. But on Friday or Sunday, I'm planning on going around to the little libraries around the area that I live in and see if I can find any good books there. I've looked at some of them a couple of times and I've never really found anything in them. And it's been kind of not like the books that I've been reading. It's been more of like children's books or just like books that you would find in like a doctor's waiting room or something. Like just not good readable books to me, I guess. I don't know. And so I'm planning on going around and seeing if there's any, because there are a few that I've never been to before. And I have a few books that I'm planning on unhauling and going to donate them to the little libraries, but I wanted to show you what those were. So the first one, I've had this book. This is called Tan Lines. It's a summer novel. I've actually never read this book before, but it's a thick one. It's like, how many pages? It's like 500 pages, I think. And yes, like 500 pages, and it's a summer vibe type book, and I'm planning on unhauling it because I've never read it before because I just never picked it up or anything. I think I got it from Walmart like forever ago. I don't even know how old this book is, but it says 2008 was when it was copyrighted, so it has to be pretty old. But I'm planning on putting this in one of those little libraries. I'm also planning on putting LBD. This is the third book of the series. What is it called? Les Bambinos Dangerouses is what they're called. And I read this book, I think for the summer readathon with Sarah's Reading Nook. And it was either summer or spring, but I think it might have been summer because it has like summer vibes to it. But I read it and I didn't really like it, and it wasn't my favorite, and it's also the third book of the series. And I just didn't really like the writing style was okay, but the storyline and everything, I don't know. I just didn't really like it, so I'm going to donate it. This one is just a little like, I think I got this as a freebie from Barnes & Noble for reading like a certain amount of books or something. And it's How I Survived Middle School, Can You Get an F in Lunch by Nancy Krulik. And it's just a little scholastic, like, middle grade type book, like somebody going from like 5th grade to middle grade, and or like 5th grade to middle school. So I'm planning on, I have read this, but it's not something that I want to keep, so I'm going to unhaul it. This one I ordered because I saw a YouTuber talk about it. I'm pretty sure it was Kaylin Nicholson. She was really into like self-help or like just like self-motivating books. And this one was called The Untethered Soul, The Journey Beyond Yourself by Michael Singer. And it looks like this has a horse on the cover on the beach. I actually have never read this book, and I'm just not a huge like self-help book reader anymore like I used to be, so I'm going to unhaul this one. I also got the first Animal Crossing manga, like graphic novel kind of book, and I didn't really like it. I was not expecting it to be the way it ended up being, so I'm going to unhaul it. And then this one is another like Walmart buy. It's Sarah Dessen. And I've heard good things about her writing. I've tried to read this book a couple of times and just never really could get into it. But I know that she's an older author. And, but anyways, I'm going to unhaul this one because I've picked it up a couple times and could never finish it or get into it. I DNF'd it a bunch of times whenever I first got this book. So it's been a while since I've had this book. So this one's getting unhauled. And then last but not least, well, kind of least because it's my least favorite book I've ever read this year, is 16 Scandals. I bought this from Barnes & Noble this year. It's a brand new book. It came out, I think, the beginning of the year or maybe the end of last year. I don't really remember when it came out, but it's called 16 Scandals by Sophie Jordan. It is not my favorite book at all, and I just didn't like the guy that she ended up with or like the guy that she started liking. I didn't really like the writing style. It was historical fiction, and it's read very similar to Bridgerton, and I know a lot of people like Bridgerton, but I personally just haven't gotten into Bridgerton, and I don't know, I just like don't really like this book. I don't know how to explain it, but anyways, I'm planning on putting it into one of the little libraries sometime soon. So anyways, let me go teach. And then I will be back later to talk about more stuff. I don't know, I need to talk about the books that I've read, because I didn't do reading sprints last night, but I did reading sprints the night before, and I didn't really mention anything yesterday. I filmed a couple of clips of me reading and things, but I just didn't film much at all yesterday. But I did do reading sprints, and I forgot to grab my camera to film the reading sprints, and I think there's some reading sprints happening tonight, but I don't know if I'll pop on there because tonight is Big Brother night, and I might pop up on after Big Brother maybe, but we'll have to see. But I am doing well with my reading goals, which is to read 5 books this week, but I need to go and pick up the Whispering Pines book because I still need that one because that came out on Tuesday and I have not picked it up yet. So I need to get that book to start reading, but the other 4 books I am doing very well in, and I will talk more about those later after I get done teaching. So I will talk to you guys in a little bit. So it is now later in the day, and we are in a new sweatshirt because I changed, like this is my 3rd outfit today. Because I had my pajamas on, I changed to a different shirt to run some errands with my dad, and then I ended up changing into this outfit for pajamas tonight. So anyways, also excuse that the sun is going down. I feel like it's so dark in here. Let me see if I can maybe I can turn on the light. Maybe that'll work. There we go. Okay, so I wanted to talk about my books because, oh my gosh, my books are getting so good. Some of them not so good, but we'll get into that. But the first book, I haven't read, I've only read almost all of what I need to read today for When the Sky Fell on Splendor, I don't know how to say it. But that book, I think I'm gonna end up giving it either a 1 or 2 star rating because I just do not like it. It is very boring, and I don't know, I just like, it's not my writing style. I like this, okay, I just like don't really like the storyline as much, and like it's kind of slow, and it's just not my favorite. I don't know how to explain, like the writing style, like when it's like the banter between all the kids and stuff is good, but other than that, there's like not much to it, and it's not my favorite. And it also gives me, I read a book in the summertime called The Counselors or Counselor, and it was a like murder mystery camp themed book that we read during one of the summer readathons, and I think the Sun's Out, Books Out readathon. And oh my gosh, I have to say, the way that I'm reading this one book for this readathon, I feel like it is very similar vibes of how I'm feeling when I'm reading it compared to that book, how I just am not into it and I'm ready for it to be over with, and I'm just not, it's not my favorite book. So anyways, moving on from that, I am reading The Midnight Hour, which I said earlier that it reminded me of the Train to Impossible Places series, and it still does. It's getting a little kooky and crazy, like the characters in it are just like out of this world and random, but it is getting interesting, and so I like it. It's okay. It's not my favorite though, but I probably would give it like 2 or 3 star rating as of right now, but I won't have these books done until Sunday, and that my full rating will be given on the part 2. Then I am reading the final book of the Inheritance series, which is the Final Gambit, and I posted about this book so many times. For all of it, like for this one, I feel like I still am at the point where I think I still think that the second book is the best book out of the whole series, I feel like, to me personally. But so far, I don't know, like I like the book. I think I'd probably give it a 4 star. Not sure if it will be a 5 star for me, but definitely a 4. And then as of right now, I'm still like good ways, need to read the rest of it or whatever to find out what my true rating is. And then the final book that so the final book I'm reading right now is Verity by Colleen Hoover, and oh my gosh, if you have not read this book, you have got to read it. However, I will say it should be like rated R, like between PG-13 and R, and it has some spiciness to it, which is a little too spicy to me for some of the time. But it's like the whole storyline, like the way that it's written, and like just the way, like the storyline, the characters, like everything is so good in this book, and I feel like it's definitely going to be a 5 star for me. And I am just terrified for the ending. Like I don't know what to expect of what's going to happen at this ending, because it's just so crazy. It's a psychological thriller, so there's that to give you, but I feel like you should definitely go into this book blind if you've never read it, and just go off psychological thriller and just read it from there. Do not read the synopsis, just go straight into it, because it is shocking. Like the things that are said in this book are just chaotic and crazy. I don't even know how to explain this book. It is just so intense and just all over the place. But anyways, that book. But anyways, moving on to the next book in the readathon that I'm reading, which is the 3rd book of the Whispering Pines series. I have not gotten that book yet because I was planning on doing that today, but then I ended up not going into work today and was going to work from home today instead. So I'm planning on picking it up tomorrow so I can read it over the weekend, which they're usually shorter books, so I've always read them on my iPad and never read them as a physical copy. But so I'm planning on getting the physical copy of this one, and I'm hoping to finish it by Sunday, which I think I will be able to, because the last 2 I was able to read in literally 2 days, so I think I'll be okay. So anyways, other than that, I'm going to go and continue reading. Not sure if I'll jump on reading sprints tonight because Big Brother comes on. I think I mentioned that earlier. But today has just been so all over the place for me, and I am a hot mess express today. So that's why the clips are kind of sporadic and all over the place. But other than that, I'm gonna actually end this video here, and I'm gonna continue reading my books, and then in the beginning of part 2, I will tell you my thoughts halfway through it, so that you have to watch the part 2 of the video, and that way you can see all of my thoughts, because it's probably gonna be really, really late before I'm done, and I have to get up super early in the morning. So I'm trying to balance everything in my life right now between work and YouTube and Instagram and just family and everything. I'm trying my best, but sometimes your best is not the best for other people, and there's a lot of like factors to that. But anyways, I just had to say that because it just, today was just too much for me. But anyways, I will talk to you guys in part 2 of this vlog coming soon. And thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss when I post part 2 or any other new videos coming your way. And if you have any fall recommendations for videos or anything you want me to like talk about or anything, just let me know, because I love reading your comments that are coming my way through either Instagram or through YouTube, whatever. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!